Hi, I'm Mark. This is my June review for Scorpio Sun sign and Scorpio rising. This month we have the two big aspects of the year, both becoming exact, and we have our first solar eclipse of the year. We start the month with the Sun in the 8th house, which is the house of Scorpio, making a conjunction with the Moon's North Node. Now this means there could be a change of direction, it could be a shift that's happening now, a transformation may be taking place that will lead you down a different path or on a different route. It also, the Sun makes an aspect to Chiron in your 6th house. So there may be help from a mentor or a teacher who could guide you and assist you. Also it's a good time to review your daily routines, health, diet, exercise, how you work, and see where you can make some changes that will benefit you and make life a lot more interesting and pleasurable for you. On the 2nd, we have our most important aspect of the year coming into a tight orb and will be exact on the 14th of June. Now this is the second time. The first was 17th of February and the third and final time they are exact will be the 24th of December. So let's see, this is a massive influence this year, this aspect. It's a square between Saturn and Uranus. Now, when this aspect happens, there is always a lot of change. There's a lot of challenge to structure. This is why we have a lot of civil unrest. This is why we have a lot of social justice issues coming up. And also there's a change to the weather. There can be unusual weather occurrences during this time as well. Right, in mythology, these two had a massive fight, massive battle, but there was some good come out of this because Venus was born out of the fight. And this is why this aspect always raises the status of women as well. And we can see from the last time this aspect happened, there was a rise to the leadership in the Conservative Party of Margaret Thatcher, and then she became first UK Prime Minister. This time in America we have the first female Vice President. And recently we've had Rachel Blackmore win the Grand National Horse Race for the first time. And this is all raising the status of women. Right, personally you have Saturn in your 4th house, so the structure is in your 4th house. Now you have Uranus in the 7th house, so that's coming from other people. So other people will upset and put a strain on your structure and your very security. Now, this will affect you very personally if you have personal planets that link into the aspect. Otherwise, the influence will be quite minor to you as an individual. Also on the 2nd, there's another aspect that may help with understanding, because Mars makes a positive aspect to the Black Moon Lilith, who's also in your 7th house. So you'll be able to gain some insight and some understanding as to the motivations that drive you and other people. And it'll be a good time, once you discover what's happening with these, is to talk to people and discuss these things. On the 3rd, Venus moves into your 9th house and makes a positive aspect to Jupiter in the 5th, so your creativity will come alive on this day. There'll be opportunities for you to express yourself in a creative manner and learn new things, perhaps start a new quest. Sun makes a positive aspect with Saturn, so you'll be able to get organised around the home and get those little jobs all sorted. A word of warning, Mercury makes a square aspect to Neptune, and this will last for 5 days. So this is a time when your mind might not be as sharp as it should be. It might be a little bit foggy or on the drag, so just make sure you stay alert and double check everything. On the 4th, there's an opposition between Mars and Pluto. Now Mars in your chart is the most elevated of planets, so it's on a high, whereas Pluto is right at the bottom. So this can signal that there could be things rise from deep below that come up, and these could do power. So you may find yourself having a power struggle on a day like today. If you keep elevated with Mars and rise above these things, then that should be fine. Don't fight, don't go and push for power yourself, because it will probably backfire on you. It's best to let it go, and if you need to, enlist the help of others to overcome any difficult situations. Then on the 6th, there's another opposition, this time between the Sun and Juno, and this is across your money houses. So there could be frustrations or things you need to sort out with money. If there's shared resources, it may be a discussion about who commits and who's going to take charge of the finances. Power issues from the unconscious may surface again, this time in your relationship, as Pluto makes an aspect to the Black Moon Lilith in your 7th house. But again, you just need to see what happens, see what comes up, and treat it gently. There's no need to get involved in any power issues. Just think about it and then try and sort things out. Try and achieve harmony through this and alleviate any issues that may pop up. Then on the 8th, there's the second biggest aspect of the year that comes into a tight orb, and this is the sextile between Chiron and Saturn. Now this aspect can help very much shed light and understanding onto that square between Saturn and Uranus. This aspect needs to be used to gain wisdom and understanding and knowledge about the situation that's going on, not only around us but within as well, so that we can heal and move forward. On the 10th, we have our first solar eclipse of the year. This one happens at 19 degrees of Gemini. So if you have planets in mutable signs, that's Pisces, Virgo, Sagittarius or Gemini, around 15 to 25 degrees, this will affect you quite deeply. Now the eclipse belongs to the Saras 5 North series and is known for bringing hunches. It's known for bringing visions, dreams, messages through from the unconscious or the psychic realm. So you need to be aware of this and act on any of these hunches that you get. Now the eclipse in Gemini means you'll be bombarded by information. You'll be overloaded with information. And also your sensitivity will be greatly increased in the 8th house. So it's a time when issues regarding intimacy, finances could come up. And also it's a good time for transformation and change. Two other aspects on the 10th. The first is a conjunction between Ceres, the asteroid, and Uranus. And this will bring up issues regarding the nurturing side and the caring side you have for others, and the independence and freedom you allow them. This all happens in your 7th house of relationships. So there's 3 days to work with this energy and see if you can come up with a better understanding. Also, there's a conjunction between the Sun and Mercury, and this will be a difficult one because it'll be hard to express yourself, hard to articulate how you feel and what you're thinking. So maybe just give it a day to pass, and then you'll be able to communicate much easier. On the 12th, Mars moves into Leo and will be filled with fire energy, so you'll have more drive and ambition. He's moving into 10th house as well, so career and destiny will be highlighted over the coming weeks. Venus makes 2 aspects on that day, one to Uranus, so Venus will want a little bit more excitement out of the day, and the other one to Chiron, so there's issues to be learned about everyday relationships, either at work or in your daily routines. Then on the 13th, the Sunday, is a quieter day. The Sun makes a square to Neptune. This always lowers the energy. This always makes you feel a little bit lethargic and out of sorts. But it's a very creative, imaginative day because Neptune's in that 5th house. So it could be a day to just take things easy and do something very creative and imaginative. On the 20th, Jupiter goes retrograde. This is in your 5th house, and we can work with those retrograde energies of Jupiter. Now the lessons to be learned with Jupiter retrograde is to use compassion and understanding. We use wisdom and good judgment in all dealings with children and lovers. Also, on the 21st, we have a change of sign for the Sun. Sun moves into Cancer and in your 9th house. Venus makes a positive aspect on that day to Neptune. Is a very imaginative day again, where creative ideas can be put into practical being. On the 22nd, Mercury moves direct, and it just needs a little time to move out of the shadow zone, and then communications and everything will be clear and concise again. On the 23rd, there's an opposition between Venus and Pluto. Now this happens across your 9th and 3rd house. Venus in the 9th house wants excitement and adventure, but Pluto is sunk in the depth of the 3rd house of routines and tasks that need to be done. So there could be some power struggles going on here regarding what you want to do and what you have to do. The need for balance is reinforced on the 24th of the full moon, because the full moon is in your 3rd house and Capricorn. And this again similar to that Pluto Venus aspect, we have the moon in the 3rd and the sun in the 9th house. The sun wants excitement and some adventure, but the moon's saying no, we need to do these tasks, we need to ring these people, we need to email these people, we need to get things sorted. And the thing about the full moon Capricorn is that you need to strive for success. You need to get to the finish line, get all these things done, so it'll free up time then to do what you want to do, and you must get the balance. On the same day, Venus makes a positive aspect to the Black Moon Lilith, who's in your 7th house of relationships. So you'll be able to gain tremendous insight as well today on your relationships and how you can make them more harmonious and how you can improve them. On the 25th, Neptune goes retrograde until December, and again it's in the 5th house, so we can work with this energy. And the lessons here are to develop strong morals in love relationships, compassion and understanding where children are concerned, and to be a spiritual guide. Then on the 27th, Venus moves into the 10th house to increase the emphasis there. The Sun will move into the 10th house in a month's time. So this is going to be a month or two where career and destiny is going to be very much in the spotlight. Also, Mars makes an aspect to the North Node in the 8th house on the same day, and you'll want to define your purpose. You'll want to fire up your ambition and start to sort things out, so you guide yourself, get yourself on the right path, and in bringing those changes and transformations that you so need. On the 30th, Mars makes an opposition to Saturn and forms a square to Uranus. So this turns the Saturn-Uranus square into a T-square with Mars at the other end. T-squares are very challenging. There can be a lot of growth come out of T-square, but they are very, very challenging. Now, just alone, Mars opposite Saturn can cause frustration, it can cause irritable, it can cause a lot of anger that comes out. But you've also got in the mix Uranus with the unpredictable challenges that brings. And this has happened across your 4th and 10th house, bringing in the 7th house of other people. So there's quite a mixture here. Now, one way I always think that you can diffuse an aspect like a T-square is to focus on the empty part of the cross, which will be Scorpio in your 1st house. So if you put all your energies into that side, it will help to balance the challenging T-square into a dynamic grand cross. So focus on yourself, focus on your abilities, your knowledge, your experience, and then use that to diffuse the squares and the opposition in the T-square. Thank you for watching. I hope you've enjoyed the review. If you'd like to see more, please subscribe, and if you'd like to leave a message, I'll be glad to hear from you.